Hi folks, it's John from lastchanceautorestore.com. We're in the paint booth, and this is another update on the Factory 5 Racing 65 Coupe. So basically what we'll do is we'll focus on the car body, and then we'll go over to the hood just to share with you what's happened since. So in the last video, we were dry fitting the hood. We had the doors installed. They had the passenger door and plexiglass frame adjusted perfectly on this side. On the driver's side, still needed some adjustment. They finished doing the adjustments on the driver's side. They adjusted the plexiglass window frame, and that's all done. And then the hood, it was too noisy in the shop today. We're going to try and shoot a video with the hood on and adjusted, but it was too loud. We got 7 people full time, and it was just too hard. With the weather being terrible outside, we couldn't stop all 7 people. But we've got pictures that we'll share later on of the fitting of what everything looked like before. So basically what I'll do is I'll just come over to the driver's side, because a lot's happened since. So we've done quite a bit of body work. So earlier we were showing you where we had a little bit of body work done. I believe it was on this side, on the driver's side. I'm trying to remember. Memory's not as good as it used to be. So on one of the, it was the passenger side. We started doing some of the body work. So the client had done a little bit of work in the in where the wax lines were, where he grooved them out. He started to do a little bit of filler. It wasn't sanded down properly enough. So we have long boards, quite long, and we basically block the whole body out first because there's some high spots. And we want to block everything before we put body filler on. And then we ensured that all of the wax areas were all grooved out and cleaned before we put body smoother on. There's different opinions of what product to use. We like using the 3M product as opposed to the Rage. A lot of people like Rage, and it's fine. We use the 3M product. We find it to be better to work with, and a little bit nicer overall in terms of finish. So quite a bit of body work now has been done. So as a camera person comes by, you can see we've done the seams on the inside of the doors. We've removed the hinges, removed the strikers. We pre-drilled these holes for the little half moon plexiglass piece. So we dry fitted those on. We finished or smoothed in here where it's really rough. Where it comes out of the mold. And as we come to the back, you can see on the roof, so there's not an abundance of body filler, but that's the required amount to get all of the seams done properly. As we come to the back, you can see we now have the spoiler grafted in, so we kind of gouged in to the body just so it's not sitting up on top and a lot of body filler. So the guys kind of work shape the body in. They do a lot of work to the base of the spoiler, and then we have there's a special 3M adhesive that we use that bonds the wing to the body, and then we're not relying on as much body filler. And then this has all been blocked out, so you can see how nice this is now. It's all smoothed out on both the front and the back of the wing. And as we come around this side, you'll notice they've already got it all masked in and closed off. It's all been sanded. And then you see more body work obviously done around here. It's all been blocked out. And then these little blotches that you see is spot putty. And it'll probably come up in the video where you can see all the pinholes, and there'll be more that will show up. But all of those little tiny indentations, which I think will show up, that's the spot putty that they used, and then blocked the spot putty out for the largest part of the pinholes. And it's a natural thing. You get a bunch of air pockets that come out through these type of bodies. So then same thing over here on the passenger side. They've grooved out all of the wax residue. It's all been cleaned out. It's been block sanded, and it's all nice and smooth now. The gaps are what we want. This is all finished, this half moon, same idea from the driver's side. And then you can see the post has been done, and then this area here, they blocked it all out, and that's the required amount. You can see even in here, where there's some rough edges on the inside. They had to do some smoothing work there. They got the rest of the items sanded, the panels, the lower panels, so that's all ready for the next product, which I'll talk about shortly. Then we'll come to the hood. They did quite a bit of work on the hood, blocking it all out. We still have to remove the hardware because we had the latches and the pieces on the rocker, the pin, the guide pin and the latches. So we made sure that everything fit properly and the gaps were correct. So the dry fitting part is very, very important on these cars. So you can see we'll be removing this, but we wanted to make sure that the holes were drilled to the proper size for the pots to fit in, because there's guide pins that have to fit into the shoulder to line up inside the hood. And then they had the headlight in and the chrome ring on just to make sure everything fit properly. And then you can see we have our 2 holes measured, marked and drilled for our marker light and signal light. So that's authentic to the race car style. Same thing on the driver's side. We've got the pocket installed, measured, marked, and the holes drilled. So you can see the bodywork now has all been blocked out. So not a lot of body filler, but it's a lot of work blocking it all out to get it to this stage. So now that they have majority of the bodywork done, you can see where they got some of the masking started. So the windshield is masked closed, the rear hatch and the doors. They're going to mask the whole front nose and the undercarriage of the vehicle. We'll get it up on axle stands or a portable hoist for the paint booth. They'll cover the wheels and tires, and then the same thing, we'll remove the hardware off of the hood, and then we have a spray putty. The product is called Slick Sand, and it's a product that is made specifically for this application. So there's different opinions on how to finish these vehicles. We're not experts by any means. We've been doing this for approximately 12 years. We do a lot of Corvette restoration, C1 to C6 gens, and this is a very similar procedure to those. So we're using the 3M product to do all the bodywork and smoother, and then we use a slick sand that will apply to all of the painted surfaces. So the next step, the next video that you'll see, we'll have a few photos of the car all masked off and spray putty before they start doing the next stage of block sanding. So hopefully this isn't too boring for you, but this is an important step. You can see how the shape is coming along quite nicely with the rear wing installed and fitting really nice. All the dry fitting was done on the glass, the doors, and so on. So the majority of the fitting part is all done. So once this is spray puttied, we'll share that with you, and then we're going to be working on the doors, as they sanded all of the door edges and the outside, but we have to take the doors apart now, and we're going to sandblast and powder coat all of the metal and hinges, and then they still have quite a bit of sanding to do on the inside of the doors, and then we'll spray putty those, and we'll show you as we get doing those in the next step. So this is the Factory 5 Racing 65 Coupe. I thank you for watching. I'm John from Last Chance Auto Restore.